Number 10. The Forgotten Flags. You know the iconic image, right? Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and that brave little American flag proudly standing on the lunar surface. A symbol of human achievement planted firmly in the cosmic dust. What you probably don't think about is what happened to it. Or, the other 5 flags planted by subsequent Apollo missions. Here's the deal. Those flags are still up there, but they're not exactly fluttering majestically anymore. Turns out, the harsh unfiltered solar radiation and extreme temperature swings, we're talking from 250 degrees Fahrenheit down to minus 280 degrees Fahrenheit in just a few hours, have not been kind. Experts pretty much agree they've been bleached white by now, completely, utterly, gloriously white. So that vibrant red, white, and blue? Gone, just ghostly, pale fabric remnants, standing stiffly in the vacuum. It's a slightly unnerving thought, isn't it? Humanity's proudest moment? Now just a collection of sun-bleached shrouds, forever signaling surrender to the elements. Basically, the moon turned our flags into tiny, patriotic ghosts. Number 9. The human waste bags. Okay, deep breaths. This one might make you slightly uncomfortable. When astronauts are up in space, and particularly when they're on the moon, they have to go, and they can't exactly just open a window and let it fly. So, what happens to all that, biological material? Well, during the Apollo missions, everything, and I mean everything they produced, from human waste to food packaging, was sealed in little bags and, you guessed it, left on the lunar surface. We're talking about 96 bags of human waste in total, just sitting there. For decades. Imagine, millions of miles away, on a cold, desolate rock, are nearly 100 little time capsules filled with astronaut poop. Scientists are actually fascinated by this, wondering what extraterrestrial microbes might have survived, or if anything interesting has happened to them over the past half-century. But for most of us, it's just a deeply weird, slightly gross thought. Basically, the moon is also humanity's most exclusive and least fragrant landfill. Number 8. Toolkits and cameras. Astronauts are busy people. They're exploring, collecting samples, setting up experiments, and generally trying not to float off into the endless void. And sometimes, when you're that busy, and gravity is playing tricks on you, things get left behind. A lot of things. We're not just talking about big modules, but smaller, personal items, like toolkits. Or cameras. Imagine forgetting your wrench on the moon, or your Hasselblad camera, specifically designed for lunar photography. These aren't just random bits of junk. They're high-tech, custom-made equipment that cost a fortune and represented the pinnacle of 20th century engineering. And now they're just chilling on the moon, probably covered in a fine layer of lunar dust, forever frozen in time. You wonder if future lunar tourists will stumble upon a pristine, albeit dusty wrench and think, wonder what kind of alien left this here. Basically, even in space, we're still pretty good at misplacing our expensive toys. Number 7. The lost golf balls. For a place that cost billions of dollars and countless hours of scientific ingenuity to reach, the moon also served as a pretty exclusive golf course for one particular astronaut. Alan Shepard, during Apollo 14, smuggled a golf club head and 2 golf balls onto the lunar surface. After some fumbling with his bulky spacesuit, he managed to hit 2 shots. He famously claimed one went miles and miles and miles. While that's probably a slight exaggeration, even with the moon's low gravity, those 2 golf balls are still up there. Just sitting in the lunar dust, 2 tiny, dimpled spheres, representing a truly bizarre moment in human history. It's an almost absurd detail amidst the monumental scientific achievements, a testament to human whimsy even in the face of the cosmic frontier. Imagine future lunar archaeologists trying to figure out the purpose of these perfectly spherical, dimpled rocks. Basically, the moon now has a very exclusive, incredibly slow-paced, and wildly under-attended golf tournament. Number 6. Apollo 11's descent stage. When Apollo 11 landed, the entire spacecraft didn't just plop down. The lunar module had 2 parts. The descent stage, which had the landing legs and carried the fuel for landing, and the ascent stage, which carried the astronauts back to orbit. Once Neil and Buzz were ready to leave, they basically used the descent stage as a launch pad and left it behind. All of them. Every single Apollo mission left its descent stage on the moon. These aren't small items. They're massive, metallic structures, complete with fuel tanks, thrusters, and scientific instruments. They're like giant discarded exoskeletons of humanity's reach for the stars. You can still see them if you have a powerful enough telescope or the right orbital imagery. It's a striking visual. Silent, lifeless hulks of advanced machinery, forever marking the spot where humanity first touched another world. Basically, the moon is littered with our giant fossilized rocket butts. Number 5. The lunar rover tracks. You've seen photos or videos of astronauts zipping around in those cool lunar rovers, kicking up dust. What you might not realize is that those tracks are still there, perfectly preserved, almost exactly as they were left over 50 years ago. Unlike Earth, the moon has no wind, no rain, no atmosphere to erode things. So every single tire print, every boot mark, every path taken by those rovers is etched into the lunar regolith as if it happened yesterday. It's like stepping into a perfectly preserved ancient archaeological site, but the ancients were astronauts from the 1970s. This isn't creepy in a jump scare way, but in an unsettling, time-bending kind of way. It makes you feel the immense stillness and unchanging nature of the moon, a place where time, as we know it, barely seems to exist. Basically, the moon is a giant dusty photo album of our past joyrides. Number 4. The Apollo 12 Mystery Bootprint. Okay, this one veers into legitimately spooky territory. During the Apollo 12 mission, astronauts Pete Conrad and Alan Bean landed the lunar module Intrepid. They explored the area, collecting samples and deploying experiments. But then on one of their EVAs, extravehicular activities, or spacewalks, they found something unexpected. A single, perfectly preserved boot print in the lunar dust, not belonging to either of them. Their own boot prints were distinct, and this one was different. They were completely baffled. Had another astronaut secretly landed? Was it an alien? Spoiler, no, probably not. The leading theory is that it was a boot print left by Conrad himself from the first EVA, but the way he saw it later made it look unfamiliar. Maybe due to lighting or his own altered perception in the surreal lunar environment. Still, imagine stumbling upon that. On the moon. Billions of miles from anyone else. A lone, inexplicable footprint staring back at you. It's the kind of subtle, unnerving detail that truly makes the hair on your neck stand up. Basically, the moon has its own version of a Bigfoot mystery, but with much more advanced footwear. Number 3. The moon trees. This isn't creepy in a traditional sense, but it's bizarre and almost whimsical. Remember Apollo 14? The one with the golf balls? Well, that mission also carried something far stranger. Hundreds of tree seeds. Yep, actual tree seeds, from 5 different types of trees: loblolly pine, sycamore, sweet gum, redwood, and Douglas fir. They were carried in a small container by astronaut Stuart Rosa, who was the command module pilot. After the mission, these moon trees, as they became known, were germinated back on Earth and then planted all over the United States, and even in some other countries, as a living tribute to the mission. Imagine walking through a park and casually passing a tree that literally went to the moon. It's a surreal, slightly sci-fi thought, a living piece of space history rooted right here on Earth. It makes you wonder what else might have subtly changed within those seeds after their cosmic journey. Basically, we sent some trees to space, and now they're living among us, possibly harboring alien secrets. Number 2. Discarded space boots. You've heard of leaving your shoes at the door, but how about leaving them on the moon? Astronauts, practical beings that they are, realized something important after their spacewalks. Their overshoes, the protective outer layers of their boots, were bulky and heavy. Every ounce mattered for the return journey. So, many times, rather than carrying them back, they simply took them off and left them on the lunar surface. Just kicked them off. Literally. We're talking about several pairs of boots lying there in the lunar dust, looking almost like someone just stepped out of them for a quick breather. It's a slightly eerie visual, these empty husks of human presence, discarded like old clothing. They silently testify to the extreme conditions and the lengths astronauts went to save weight. You can almost picture them waiting for their owners to return, patiently collecting dust for eternity. Basically, the moon is also a very messy and very permanent lost and found bin for astronaut footwear. Number 1. The graveyard of crash sites. While the Apollo landings were meticulously planned and executed, space exploration is, by its very nature, incredibly risky. Not every mission goes perfectly, and sometimes things just crash. The moon is essentially a cosmic graveyard for various space probes and vehicles that didn't quite stick the landing, or were intentionally sent crashing down for scientific purposes. We're talking about a significant number of impact sites, some small, some quite large. Think of it as a historical record of our failures and our more aggressive scientific inquiries. You have the remains of lunar probes, surveyor landers, and even the deliberate impact sites of upper stages of rockets, creating artificial craters to study lunar seismology. It's not just abandoned equipment, it's destroyed equipment, scattered debris fields across the lunar surface. Each one is a silent testament to the brutal realities of space, and the sheer force involved in even our most calculated attempts to touch the cosmos. It's a chilling reminder that the moon holds not just the triumphs, but also the violent failures of our ventures beyond Earth. Basically, the moon has more crashed vehicles than your average demolition derby, only way, way dustier.